Hey, what is up, good people of the internet? Today is gonna be, oh no, it's blurry. Focus, focus, there you are. Alright, today is gonna be my 19th birthday, so I've been alive for 19 years today, and I figured, you know what, why not do a draw my life? So where my mom eventually had to push me out was a place called Riverside, California. And where we lived, it was pretty cool because where we were wasn't that far away from Disneyland. It was like an hour away, so we at least went once a year. I was born to two loving parents, one named Olivia, my mom, and Victor, my dad. He was bald. That has nothing to do with the story, but you know what? I figured, yeah, that's helpful. Oh, and I wasn't alone by this time. You know, I expected to be first, but you know, first is the worst, second is the best, obviously. So when I came home to my big sister, Stacy. So in the very beginning, we didn't really have a place to stay, so my dad was wondering where we live. My dad didn't speak very good English. We ended up staying for a while with my uncle, my dad's brother, who lived in California because he offered us a place to stay when we really didn't know where to go. So then it was my dad, my mom, my sister, and me with a unicorn horn. Like, the ball in my head? No, okay, wait, let me try again. There we go. So we packed up our stuff and moved over to my uncle's house. But it was really nice, but after a while, people started getting on everyone's nerves and things just weren't working out. So we figured out, you know, let's just pack up our stuff and we need to find a new place to live, which made us sad because we didn't know where to go again. We did eventually land this place in Riverside. It was a little apartment, but you know, everything was so small, everything was so cramped because we were trying to fit 4 people in there, 2 adults and 2 children. And I mean, even though we're Mexican, that's a tight fit. My sister was having a blast and quite frankly, I was just asleep. So at the time, my dad had been working at an orange factory, which cost him a lot of hours and a lot of time. He didn't really like it, but you know, he was willing to do what he had to do to take care of his family. But I usually didn't see him, and when he did get home, I was asleep. So a lot of the things you'd expect a father and a son to do, you know, typically like learning how to ride a bike or something like that, which, by the way, I still don't know how to ride a bike, and I need to learn. Or just throwing catch. I mean, just like we did things, we went on family vacations, we hung out, but he wasn't around a lot when I was little. So I knew he was working and I knew he loved me. But with all that time apart, it affected our relationship, and it still affects our relationship today. So after a couple years and even having my little brother being born, we decided to move to Indiana because my mom's brother lived over there and he said it was a pretty nice place. So I ended up starting school there, and I went to 1st grade, and I guess I was a grade above because I had started school earlier in California, but that didn't really help. I still slept. So it turned out to be one of the best decisions they ever made because while I was over here, I met this quirky, weird-looking kid named Aaron, and he defended me, so we became best friends, and we have been best friends for 13 years and probably going to be for the rest of our lives. Another pretty cool thing was when we first moved to Indiana, there was snow. And we had never seen snow before, like in real life. So me and my sister were just like, whoa, what the heck is this stuff? Not too long after though, my dad found a job at RBC, which is a little place that was literally right a corner from where it was close to our house. And speaking of our house, we also got a house. We can finally call a place a home. And then I started middle school, which I've never been an exactly skinny kid, but I was kind of big. So I started developing self-esteem issues. Started thinking of myself badly, and I started noticing things that before didn't matter a thing in the world. But then, of course, everything changed with puberty. This girl moved to our class, and she was different. She was emo, I guess. I didn't even know what that was. I eventually ended up liking her, and I ended up making the worst decision of my life. I took everything from up to that point and changed it. I started changing my hair, started changing my clothes, started listening to deeper and darker stuff, and eventually I just got so sad. I started a depression, and quite frankly, I don't know where I'd be if I was still on there. My family always tried to encourage me, they always told me they loved me, always supported me, and just tried to get me to help. But I didn't really care. I didn't care about anything. Thoughts were always dark. I thought it was worthless. I didn't need to be there. I was an idiot. I was fat, ugly. Everything just kept spiraling in until, quite frankly, I didn't really want to live anymore. I didn't like it. It even got to the point where I just couldn't express the pain, that I couldn't think I could express the pain by talking. and I did things that I have to live with every day. But after a while, I took this little emo boy, and just things started changing. I started listening to my mom and to my dad, who were trying to give me all the love they could and just trying to help me out, just trying to make me happy because that's all they ever wanted. My heart was black at the time, and they drew me a new one and filled it in. So pretty soon I got a little smile, and I ditched the stupid hair, went back to my curly fro, and I was happy again. So while I was in high school, I decided to become vegan just because I had a vegetarian friend who had talked to me about not eating meat, and it made sense. So I've been vegan for 5 years now, and I love animals. Speaking of animals, then it was awesome. Okay, wait, why does she have crazy eyes? Well, I guess she's kind of crazy. There we go. That's more her. We decided to get a puppy, and we named her Nia. She's probably the cutest dog you'll ever see, and probably the craziest too. But a pretty significant change that happened was in junior year, I started getting a lot more spiritual. I mean, I was born into being a Jehovah's Witness, and, we did things differently. We didn't do a lot of things that other people did, and people looked at us weird. Even for a while, my dad didn't look at it very well. But, after some time, he really jumped into it, and he even became one himself. Everyone had been baptized, except my little sister and myself at that time. Until October 22nd, 2011, I made my dedication to Jehovah, and I got baptized. My smile was pretty big that day, and it was the best thing I ever did. So I guess you could say for once in a really long time, things were going good for me, and I was genuinely happy, and I couldn't have asked for more than that. Not too long after, though, I turned into a senior, and I even graduated high school, which I didn't even think I'd do, to be honest. It was pretty cool, though. Except it kind of stinks that I went to school for 12 years to get a piece of paper that says I went to school. I could have printed that off myself. Thanks. Right after that, though, I got my first job at a place called Amish Shakers as a busser, cleaning up dishes, and I met really cool people like Steven, and I was trying to draw you in here, but I guess it turned into more like Anna. But it wasn't long before it closed, because Amish Shakers is seasonal. It only opens up during the warmer months in the fall. So I got a job here in Bremen. Yeah, the place is called Kaufman Engineering, and it's not very far from my house. It takes about maybe 5 minutes if I really want to be lazy. And I'm an inspector there, which sounds a lot cooler than it really is. But I can definitely tell you that it's been an interesting experience. I've been very tired because we've been working 10-hour days and well over 40 hours of work, so quite frankly, I've been going crazy. Just all I hear is inspection, Victorino! Just all that the entire day. Quite frankly, it's taken over my life and I am going nuts. But it hasn't been all bad. I've been having a lot of privileges in the congregation, some that I never even thought I'd be able to do, and I just saw other people do. Like, one of the coolest things is I've been able to give talks, which are essentially 5-minute little lessons on the Bible, and different little subjects in there, and I've been able to talk to the whole congregation, which is pretty cool. And another important thing that's happening this year is my sister, Stacy, is actually going to be married this year. She met a guy named Frankie, and he's a Jehovah's Witness too, and he's really cool. So I'm definitely really happy for her, and kind of sad to see her go. But they're in love, so whatever. And of course, I can't leave this out. I just literally got this news. I wasn't even going to throw this in here because I didn't know what was going to happen. Today, my nephew Isaiah is going to be born. My best friend Aaron is actually having a baby, and I guess it's coming today, which is awesome. I mean, I told him the coolest people are born on September 14th. At least 2 of my classmates were, and another girl, so awesome. But yeah, my life has changed significantly. I started making the daily vlogs in January, and it's definitely taken me through an experience that I never thought it would. I learned to re-become myself, and it's helped me out so much just to become better at who I am. And none of that would have been possible without YouTube, believe me. I'd just be alone, and I'd still be sad if it weren't for you guys. You guys made this little hobby into something I love, and hopefully something I'll be doing maybe as a job. I'm not sure what the future has in store for me, But I can tell you one thing for sure. Don't ever change who you are for someone else. It's not worth it, and it'll be one of the biggest mistakes of your life. You're great just the way you are. And that's what I think, and I hope you guys think that way too. But then again, if you're this guy, I'd probably do a little readjusting. I'd probably stop camping so much. I'd take the mask off, and I'd just probably stop bringing the machete everywhere because it makes people uncomfortable and it's heavy. You don't need it. So time to draw myself for one last time. Got the eyes, smile, and the big old goofy hair, which I really need to cut because it's getting a little crazy. To everyone out there, hold on, because if you really try, things will get better and you will be happy. I promise. So, yeah, that was my Draw My Life. I hope you guys liked it.